So Hunter x Hunter chapter 388. So this one takes us back to Kurapika training all the bodyguards to learn Nen and whatnot, and we kind of figure out the way that he's doing. He's taking them into a room one by one, awakening their ability to use, well, their aura, not necessarily their Hatsu or figure out their abilities or whatnot, but like awakening their aura. And we've seen that happen in Hunter x Hunter before, right? We've seen that in the Heaven's Arena arc with Gon and Killua. I forget the name of their teacher's name. It's been so long since he's been in the story, honestly, I don't remember his name. But the dude with the glasses, the classic anime, you know, sequence that he does. He awakened their aura, and then the Command arc as well had that happen. Which is kind of this forcibly awakening of aura. And, you know, since they're trying to get everybody to learn Nen really, really quickly, this seems to be the best way to do it. And Kurapika's doing it by using his the new ability that we've seen him use, the new chain, or the final chain, because he has a chain for each of his 5 fingers, and this was the last one, where it's this little dolphin, like little thing. Basically, it's like a syringe, right? And then it can go into somebody, it can kind of suck out their Nen ability, and then he has it in the syringe, he can give it to somebody else, and then they can use that ability, but just one time. It's a one-time use kind of thing, and he also has to be in Emperor time while he does this, which of course that is the ability that kind of gives him the specialist, where he has the, you know, a kind of a maximum potential of all the Nen types. However, the drawback of this is that he loses 1 hour of his lifespan for every 1 second that it's activated. So he's taking an enhancer ability from Bill, if I understand this right. Correct me if I'm wrong, there's a lot of dialogue in this chapter, but I think I understood this. So the other bodyguard, Bill, the one that's been kind of Kurapika's right-hand man, his kind of second-in-command, the dude that's been by his side, and we haven't seen a lot from him recently, so it's kind of cool to see a little bit more of Bill here. He has an enhancement ability, but unlike a normal enhancement ability, which usually somebody uses it to enhance something about themselves, he uses it to enhance other things. He's like, there's a seed of a plant, and he uses enhancer ability, and it starts to sprout. So basically, it's kind of enhancing somebody else. You know, it's kind of giving it to somebody else. And Kurapika takes this ability from him, and then uses the syringe, puts it into somebody else, so that they have an awakening of their Nen. Now, I'm not really sure if I fully understood, like, because he's still in Emperor time until they use that ability, so are they using it just on themselves, or, I don't know, I was a little lost. Somebody help me with that one, but at least I understand that that's how they are awakening their aura, their ability to use it. And Kurapika the whole time is like, you know, if you want to back out, you can back out, you don't have to do this, you don't have to trust me, yada yada. Kind of keeping everybody on the same page. He's trying to keep everyone level, you know? He's just like, let's keep everyone fair and balanced. Let's just do this, you know, consensually, and let's get everybody to awaken their aura. And what I really like here is Bill also stating the fact, I mean, and we know this is a fact because this is how things go, this is how people work, is that, you know, somebody might be using this against us. Yeah, we're going to awaken everybody's aura. Okay, great, we're all in a stalemate, but do you think somebody is going to come back on us with that? We're going to awaken somebody's aura, and then because of that, they're going to be the one to kind of finally take us out. And this is a fair point, fair criticism, and Bill's kind of this dude that's been he's very on the level, you know, I don't remember any scene where he's like freaking out or over the top or anything like that. He always seems to be kind of like very strong-minded. What's the word I'm looking for? Stoic? I'm not sure the word I'm looking for, but he's just very, like, calm and centered, I guess, is what it seems to be. Where Kurapika, you know, he's got so much to jumble together. He's like trying to figure out so much. He's trying to do so much. He's trying to be the guy in charge. He's trying to be, I mean, he is really the guy in charge. The guy that's, you know, taking care of this, teaching everybody Nen, telling people how it is, yada yada. And he is an extremely powerful character, but, you know, he's not like, you know, omnipotent. You know, it's not like with these other characters, with like the Phantom Troop on board, with Serdonich learning his Nen and stuff. It's not like Kurapika couldn't at some point be overpowered by somebody, especially with everybody kind of awakening their Nen and abilities. So, you know, I appreciate Kurapika's drive to kind of leadership, basically. But I feel like behind all that, there is this kind of sense of anxiety or nervousness that he won't be able to keep everything in the order that he wants to be, especially once he finds out about other things that are happening on the ship that he doesn't even know about yet. And the second half of this chapter switches over to one of the princes, one of the female princes. What's her name? I wrote it up here so I wouldn't forget. Tubeppa. And we haven't seen much of her. She's kind of like she's like the kind of girl you don't want to match with on Tinder, you know, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I'm very uncomfortable around her. I don't know why. She's kind of got like a more of a, I think, a science background. It's been a while since we've seen her or her do anything, and she has a Nen beast, something about poison. She has like a frog, like a lizard type Nen beast, if I remember correctly. And now the same bodyguard that was working for Benjamin that assassinated Prince Salsal, who had the Nen beast, the Nen ability called Predator, which is where if he understands everything about your Nen ability, he can unleash this predator, which basically eats your ability, so it's gone, so you have no Nen to protect you, so you can be killed. But he has to know every single thing about your ability and able to do it, because it kind of like manifests the predator beast that takes your Nen ability away based on that. So if he doesn't know everything about it, then it's not going to work. And now he's here with Tubeppa, hoping to do the same thing to her that he did to Prince Salsal, but her Nen beast isn't there. He can't. It's either hiding or masking itself, camouflaging itself. I don't. Ooh, camouflage. That might. Yeah, because it's like a reptile. Maybe it's. Oh yeah. Thinking right here, I'm probably wrong. So he's there to try to figure that out, but he's also learning about the bodyguards awakening their aura because of Kurapika, and he's like, oh shit, maybe I gotta take Kurapika out too, but what the hell is Kurapika's ability? And that's the hardest one to think of, because Kurapika's ability is very complicated. Because not only does he have 5 different abilities, basically, like one chain around each finger does something different. So you'd have to figure out what each chain does. You'd also have to figure out that he can turn on Emperor Time and go from being a conjurer to a specialist. So there's like so many little nooks and crannies of Kurapika's ability that this bodyguard would have to learn in order to take him out. So he's kind of in an awkward spot right now, because he's like, okay, the Nen beast of Tubeppa is not here, so I don't know how to manifest my ability to take that one out, and now I'm learning about this Kurapika guy that is awakening all these bodyguards' Nens, and it's just gonna be chaos. That's what it's gonna be. And the chapter ends with, I believe it's Hulkenberg that they're sensing. They're sensing the surge of power kind of going through, and it's kind of a rumbling that happens every so often. Like every little bit, they're feeling it. And I believe it's Hulkenberg with his collective, because when he has his collective group of bodyguards and followers and whatever, it enhances his Nen. Like he gets more powerful, everything around him gets more powerful. And Hulkenberg's my boy. Like he's the one I feel probably the most amount of sympathy for, with the exception of Fugetsu. But even more so, I think Hulkenberg just, since he's so proactive, since he was so adamant in trying to shut down this succession war, since he just came to his father, you know, he was like adamant about seeing his father, he's kept being told no, forced his way in, he's like, Dad, let's stop this is stupid, I don't want to do this. You know, he's done everything he can to try to stop the succession war. And once he realized that he couldn't even take his own life, he just went all in. He's like, you know, fine, this is what I have to do. Screw it. And, you know, he's been getting more and more powerful behind the scenes. And he, I think, is going to be one of the biggest forces to be reckoned with in the succession war. So I believe they're feeling his power, his kind of aura pulsating out, getting stronger. And what Kurapika is going to do about that, I don't know. Like, you're just going to go knock on his door and be like, listen, Hulkenberg, I'm trying to keep this all like level here, so maybe you couldn't arrow, you know. I don't know. Maybe Kurapika could probably block that. I don't know. Actually, no. Wait, it's unblockable. Fuck. This is gonna get messed up, and this is why I'm almost up to hiatus land with all of you guys, and it's really gonna be a bummer, because things are really ramping up with the Succession War arc, and I will be honest. I told you in my volume review that I wasn't a huge fan when the Succession War arc started, just because I feel like there was all this setup for Dark Continent, and then you were kind of like thrust away from that into Succession War with all these new characters. But now that I've had time to kind of digest my way through the Succession War and grow some attachment to these characters, I'm definitely much more into it and excited about it, especially since Togashi has all these kind of looming threats kind of in the ether. They're just kind of up there. They're like, oh, this thing's going on too, and this is going on too. So it's a very clever way to keep you interested and reading, because you know that even if what you're reading right now isn't exactly the most exciting to you, you know there's like 12 other things happening in the plot concurrently that, oh shit, so this is going to link up with this at some point, and how is that going to play out, you know? And that's what we're all wondering. So really, really excited to get through the rest, and I think once I do, I'm going to do like I haven't done like a live stream in a while. I think I might do a live stream on the Succession War talking about what's happened so far and theories moving forward. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. Tell me what you thought about this chapter down below. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with other Hunter x Hunter fans if you would, and I'll talk to you guys next time.